Men have always tried to encode secrets. Military communication, love letters, forbidden knowledge. Sooner or later, most secret texts have been decoded. But among all of history's cryptic writings, one has stood out. This text has defied all attempts to unveil its secret for centuries. The Voynich manuscript. It's the world's most mysterious book, written by an unknown author in an absolutely singular alphabet and illustrated with puzzling images. What is the secret hidden between these lines? Yet another expert has taken on the challenge. For the first time, the physical materials of the Voynich manuscript will be analyzed. Maybe ink, pigments, and parchment will offer a key to the Voynich enigma. At the headquarters of the U.S. Military Intelligence Service, these experts succeeded in decoding Japan's so-called Purple Code. William Friedrich Friedman, the service's director, was one of the world's best cryptographs. For practice between jobs, Friedman and his team decoded historical cryptic texts. One by one, the codes were cracked. But one ancient text stubbornly defied all attempts to decode it, the Voynich manuscript. Unnerved, the cryptographs gave up. At the beginning of the 20th century, an antiques dealer from New York visited Villa Mondragone near Rome. He was looking for precious books. The name of the American dealer was Wilfrid Voynich. In Villa Mondragone, many historical texts from a Jesuit school were stored. One of the trunks Wilfrid Voynich was allowed to inspect came from the estate of one of the most famous learned men of the 17th century, Athanasius Kircher. Among various manuscripts, the trunk contained an unusual book. Voynich bought the manuscript and tried to decipher it for the rest of his life. He died without even coming close to a solution. After Voynich's death, the tome ended up at the Voynich Rare Book and Manuscript Library at Yale. This library boasts a wealth of bibliophilic gems, but probably none as famous as the Voynich manuscript. One of the leading experts on the Voynich manuscript is René Zandbergen. He has been working on it for years.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Can I help?
I have come to see the Voynich manuscript.
Okay, what you for?
I have. When I first saw an image of a page of the Voynich manuscript, I immediately had the feeling, this is something that I can decipher, this is something I can read. But as the years went by, this turned out to be wrong. So I couldn't read it like so many other people before me.
The library, Officer Roseman, how may I help? Stand by, transferring.
The precious manuscript is kept in a secure place at the Voynich Library. For the first time, René Zandbergen can inspect the original.
And the really amazing thing is that somebody probably wrote something many hundreds of years ago, and still with modern technology we still cannot decipher this.
On more than 200 pages of parchment, the universe of 1 million graphic details and some 170,000 characters unfolds.
Yes.
Could you show a few more pages?
In this tangle of text and images, an expert's eye can easily get lost.
And then there were the drawings of the strange nymphs, yes. Yeah. The other interesting thing about the manuscript is it allows for so many different interpretations. There are so many drawings, so many figures. You can think of any theory and you will find evidence in the manuscript that fits this. This is really amazing.
A closer look, however, makes the manuscript appear somewhat less confusing. The drawings help to break down the book into separate sections.
Now, we can't read the text, but we can guess probably what the book is about from the illustrations. So it seems to consist of several sections.
I'd say the greater preponderance of text in this book has to do with botanicals, herbals. It's clearly a book about these plants. Shows their root systems, their leaves, their flowers.
Some of the drawings even seem to be inspired by reality.
I would assume that what it says probably talks about where you're going to find this plant, how it grows, and then what can you use it for. Medicine was based on herbs. So another big part of medicine at that time is also included in the book. It's zodiac charts, star charts, you know, the sky. And it's page after page of these zodiacal drawings that are very detailed and very specific, and of course, again, we can't really tell what they say.
But even here, there are astonishing parallels to natural shapes. Some of the book's pages also contain optical phenomena. Greg Hodgins of the University of Arizona will take several samples of the Voynich manuscript. The manuscript is written on animal skin, so its age can be precisely determined. Like any organic material, parchment can be dated by the radiocarbon method. The book was never before scrutinized in this way. Since relatively large samples are needed, the radiocarbon test had been refused for a long time. But now, for the first time ever, it is possible to determine exactly how old this mysterious manuscript really is. To ensure accuracy, Greg Hodgins takes 4 samples from 4 different pages. A few weeks later, the lab results arrive, and they bring a big surprise for everyone.
So there are the 4 measurements from the 4 samples that we took from the Voynich manuscript. And as you can see, the dates are very tightly clustered together. It gives a picture of it being created in a relatively short period of time. Moreover, because they're so tightly clustered together, means we can treat it as one object that's been dated 4 times, and that increases the precision of the measurement. So the mean of those measurements and a weighted average gives this result right here. So at 95% confidence, we can say the age of the Voynich manuscript is 1404 AD to 1438 AD.
This result is sensational. It overthrows all the previous assumptions about the manuscript's origin.